All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
Subject for I have chosen. Okay. I pushed it up too fast. It's courtesy.
Is it now?
There it is. We're good. Courtesy. Why did I choose courtesy? Some of you all had the opportunity of meeting a couple of my students a couple weeks ago. And how did the courtesy begin? Especially with special needs and the disabled, it's kind of a refresher for them. So, wow, that was real fast. That's great. Let's go. We did practice this one. That's what you guys do. Noun. Courtesy is a noun. Used as a noun, excellent of manners or social conduct and political behavior, or at least polite behavior. Next, as an adjective. Done or performed as a matter of courtesy, yeah, I worked on this. So as examples in my facility, we have what I call code rules of ethics. And the rules of ethics, we have 16. This is just 13 of them listed. All of them are very, very important, and depending on the students' historicals, it's very important that we make sure that each one of these is specific for that individual. For instance, appearance. Appearance is very important due to it's important for the individual to feel comfortable if they're dressed appropriate. And then we go through a lot of scenarios about dressing appropriate. For instance, as martial artists, we do not wear our belts outside of our training facility unless we're for a demonstration or a public event, but they have to ask permission. Table manners. Table manners is very important because sometimes table manners can be ethnical. Ethnical table manners, some people say that if you belch and rub your stomach at the end of a meal, that means that the food was great. We try to avoid all of that but at the same time, we try to let them know that it does exist. And to them, it's very important because they're now starting to understand that they are learning something that many have either forgotten or never learned. Introductions. Introductions is very important. Although we consider it very simple, introductions is important because a lot of times they're afraid of their speech in which to introduce someone that they really want to introduce you to. So by telling them the specific ways of introducing, you introduce the older to the younger, you introduce the male to the female as a respectful thing. These are very common things that we find as common, but they're kind of overlooked. One of my favorites is behavior during social events. A lot of you who have known someone, especially that are on the spectrum, autism is very important on that one with their social skills. So, by telling them, if we're all sitting here at the table and it's a formal dining, when do we know when it's time to eat? Anybody? Yes? Military guys? Yes, ma'am.
When the host picks up the fork.
Good. But in the martial arts settings, because we're going into a military format, it is the senior at the table. Unless it's a massive, like say for instance, if this whole table was one table getting fed, just for the sake of keeping the food warm, you'll eat when the food is presented. But normally, when the senior at the table picks up a utensil, that's the go to eat. These these are really, really cool, and they really absorb this kind of thing. So, a whole bunch of stuff. We've got getting in and out of the car, how to smoke or drink in public, around seniors and all that kind of stuff. I didn't put that up there, but we got it. We got it.
That's military.
Positives of courtesy. This is my favorite. In martial arts and in most Asian cultures, we have the bow. It's always traditional for the junior to bow lower than the senior. And this is in most Asian cultures. The humble bow, the hands are enclosed in the front as the bow is rendered. And the eyes, if you notice, are not on the person. This is one of the things that I try to explain because of the movies. Everybody's seen the Bruce Lee movies where the little kid gets slapped in the back of the head because he took his eyes off his opponent, but people didn't understand. When you take your eyes off on the bow, it is as a courtesy because you're respecting them. You can take your eyes off of them. Mutual bows, this is more of a business atmosphere. So when people are kind of equal, you don't really know, everybody bows on an equal plane. This I always find is very important because this has changed over the years, and it's very important for everyone to know in being courtesy. Because in shaking a female's hand all week and stuff, that is not, she's upset. I would, if I was a female, I'd be upset. So we give them the same courtesies we give anybody else on a handshake. One of our favorite things is that in martial arts, and again, with most Asian cultures, when you're bowing, the junior never greets with the hand out to the senior. It's the senior's choice if they want to shake your hand. And it's all respectful. We like that. Oh, wow. I don't know how that got in. And we also teach home rules. Home rules are very important because a lot of people live at home. These are some of them. And this is just 4 of the 14 that they have. Really like that one. Really like that one. I've had some juniors to where the parents were in the class and the parents were like, so you didn't clean your room today, now grab me. Good response, great responses. And of course, practicing daily cleanliness is a matter of personal hygiene. That's so important because we're grabbing each other, we're touching each other. Nobody wants to touch anybody that's clean. We have school rules. Our school rules are bowing, entering the dojo, respecting fellow students. This is really important, but it's more of a common thing that's very, very important. And courtesy, again, as a noun, as an adjective. What does it give you? This is my favorite. It costs nothing. It costs nothing, but it buys everything. I gotta show you. For almost 50 years of courtesy and teaching, this was what I was presented last month from Korea. My 7th degree. Wow. Courtesy. Thank you.